Welcome back. We can look around the Hotel Ubu. Thought I was rolling over something on my chair. Well, let's see who's around.
The woman was obviously English. She had all the qualities of Boadicea, Elizabeth I, and Margaret Thatcher rolled into one. It wasn't a pretty sight.
Wow, George. Kind of a dick.
I recognized the guy. It was the Nobel Prize winner from the country whose name I couldn't pronounce.
Oh, it's that guy. And then we got an upstairs. And we've got, over here, which is a key, and then this fabulous man.
Hanging from a brass hook was a key and a plastic tag.
And
The clerk wore a disdainful expression, like he'd been born with it. It was the register of guests staying at the hotel.
Well, let's work from right to left. And let's start with the lady and see what she has to say. Hello!
Hi there, ma'am.
Well, hello. What can I do for you?
Oh, no.
I'm looking for a man.
You disappoint me, my dear. For one foolish moment I thought... But never mind.
No.
Aren't you going to tell me your name?
No.
George.
Oh.
George Stobart, ma'am.
How sweet! I once had a stable boy called George. I am Lady Piermont. The common reaction is to kneel and stutter, but it's not obligatory.
A real lady? I mean, you're an honest-to-God aristocrat?
Oh, I don't know about that. Few of my ancestors are honest, not even to God. I can trace my family back to the Normans, but don't let that intimidate you, George.
I'm intimidated.
Beneath that impressive pedigree, I'm just flesh and blood. The blood may be blue, but the flesh is the plump beef of old England, so to speak. You appear distracted, George. Is there any way I can help you?
Don't ever talk to me like that again.
Did you know there's a gangster out front?
What makes you think he's a gangster?
The Italian suit and the bulge in his pocket?
I know plenty of men with Italian suits and bulges in their pockets. That doesn't necessarily make them gangsters.
Just porn stars. Just makes them all porn stars, and she's fluffed them all.
I'm looking for a murderer.
Good heavens! You're a private detective.
That's correct, ma'am.
What's the term you Americans use? It's on the tip of my tongue.
I believe what you're thinking of is dick.
Precisely.
No! No! You stop it! We're gonna have to get the hose here in a minute.
Have you come across a man who calls himself Khan?
I am familiar with only one person named Khan.
Genghis Khan, the legendary Mongol barbarian chieftain?
No, darling. Kevin.
Kevin Khan? I never heard of him.
I'd be most surprised if you had, darling. He's a pharmacist in Hemel Hempstead. Organises fundraising for the Rotarians. Lovely man.
Does he have a scar on his cheek?
I really wouldn't know, sweetie.
You are a dirty, 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 dirty woman. And I just don't even know.
Are you here in Paris on vacation?
No, darling, I'm on holiday. I needed to get away after Algy's funeral.
I didn't realize you were mourning the loss of a loved one.
I'm not. He was my husband.
She just killed him in a fashion that we will not discuss.
I'm sorry to hear about your husband's death.
You wouldn't be if you knew him, my dear. It gave me the opportunity to take a well-deserved holiday. Daphne suggested a change of scenery. Paris, she said. A wild romance is just what you need to take your mind off the inquest. Well, the closest I came to romance was being wooed by a drunken Breton chef. I must say I was disappointed with his coq au vin. Not at all what I was expecting. I was thinking of cutting my holiday short, packing my bags and heading back to Hemel Hempstead. That was until last night.
Oh no. Oh no.
What happened to you last night?
I was stricken, Mr. Stobart. Cupid's arrow has cleft my bosom.
No.
They couldn't really miss.
It was just as I'd always imagined it should be. The intimacy of candlelight, romantic music tinkling across the room, and then a stranger's glance, Those brooding eyes, that suave manner, those tight trousers.
No.
He was the man I'd been waiting for all my life.
I'm glad he finally turned up after all these years.
Ah, but it wasn't to be. He was merely toying with my affections. And if I ever catch up with him, he's dead.
See, now that sounds more like your husband, I'm sure.
Who was the guy who led you on?
His name is Merlin.
Merlin? Merlin?
I just couldn't bring myself to use the buzzer on this dear lady.
Well, it's 'cause you're a wuss.
Does this tissue mean anything to you?
I'm no shrinking violet, but that object makes me feel quite queasy.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what this is?
At a guess, I'd say it was a clown's nose.
That's right. It was worn as a disguise by a vicious killer.
Jeez, George.
Good heavens, are you trying to alarm me?
It's true. He uses the name Khan.
George, I forgot just how subtle George is in everything he does. He's just, he really just evades the topic until he has to forcefully say it. He doesn't shove it in your face at all. Nope.
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
Look at this
God, it's
photograph.
him. That's Merlin.
She represented everything I loved about the English. The lady was totally deranged. Merlin? You mean King Arthur's wizard?
Good heavens, no. Monsieur Merlin is a fellow guest. He's the man I've been telling you about. That's the man who spurned me.
Neat.
The man you know as Merlin is a fake.
What do you mean, sweetie?
He's a murderer. He also uses the name Khan.
I am shocked, Mr. Stobart. Shaken.
Not
I
stirred.
took him to be a gentleman, a man of honor. Do you know, I'd rather like to assist you in stitching him up.
When did you last see Merlin?
It was no more than an hour ago. He came downstairs and spoke to that clerk chappie. Something passed hands. I couldn't see what exactly.
A briefcase?
No, smaller than that. A bundle of papers, perhaps. The clerk put it in the hotel safe and Merlin went out.
Well, I guess we're going to have to get back there.
Are you sure you saw Merlin putting documents in the safe?
Yes, darling, positive.
I wonder what they were.
Obviously something of great importance.
Yeah. I'd sure like to get my hands on whatever it is. I'll bet they had something to do with Plantow's briefcase.
I'm sure she doesn't know who that is.
Has Merlin returned to the hotel?
No, he hasn't. Are you going to search his room?
If I could get in there, I would.
Well, I have a feeling we're going to be using you again. And by have a feeling, I mean we're going to be using you again. But let's go say hello to our scientist chap. Hello! Hopefully you're not horny.
Excuse me, didn't I see your picture in the news? You're that Nobel Prize winner from some unpronounceable Eastern European state.
Yes, that is me, in person.
I don't want to worry you, but have you had any threats on your life? You know, mysterious phone calls, letters made up of headlines cut from the newspaper.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Subtle, George. As always. Subtle.
Do you know a guy called Plantow?
I don't know anybody in Paris.
Oh, well, this guy's dead anyhow.
Why do you ask me about dead men?
Jeez.
I have seen enough of death to last me a lifetime.
I'm, sure you have.
Yeah, he probably has, George. Probably has.
Have you seen a clown?
I beg your pardon?
The clown. A guy in funny pants. Have you seen him?
My pants are from England, Marks and Spencer. They are a pleasure and a comfort to wear, with much support.
I'm real glad to hear that. You know, it's good to know you Nobel Prize winners are human too.
In my country, the people make do with string and egg cartoons.
For pants?
For everything. Oppression is the mother of ingenuity.
Well, this got heavy really quick. But good to know that you're padded in the crotch area with support from your pants.
Do you recognize this man? He calls himself Khan.
Yes, I know this man. Why do you carry his photograph?
I'm a private detective.
And, he, looked at me from a room from afar, and then spurned me.
What does this clown's nose suggest to you?
In my country, we have no use for clowns.
I'm glad to hear it.
They were dealt with most severely in the last cultural cleansing.
Damn.
What about the mimes? Did you get them too?
All gone. Our streets are mime-free.
Sounds like heaven.
Okay.
Does this goo-smeared tissue mean anything to you?
No, it doesn't.
Does this blood smear... No, George, just stop. Just stop, George.
May I shake you by the hand?
I do not shake the hands of imperialist dogs.
Damn.
Now, that's a real bad attitude problem you've got there. What's your interest in Khan?
He is an enemy of my people.
You know he's a killer.
Of course, amongst other things.
Well, he's also, you know, just a killer.
Would you help me investigate Khan?
That is not possible. My instructions are to observe. I cannot jeopardize my position as an honored guest of this country's government.
Fair enough.
Thanks for your help.
Goodbye.
Well, I guess now we need to talk to our friendly neighborhood clerk, who looks like he's definitely going to be nice.
I want some information.
Oh,
Who are
jeez.
you? The police?
I'm conducting a private investigation.
Ah, I know only too well what you mean. That is one of the drawbacks of the catering business. When people book into an hotel, they leave their morals at home, no?
What? What?
I'm looking for a man who dresses like a clown.
This is a highly respectable hotel, monsieur. There are no clowns here.
If you say so.
Unless you're talking about George. He's a clown.
Do you know a man named Plantau?
No, monsieur.
Good. He's dead. Blown to bits. All over. You can probably find pieces of him if you walk down the street. He's that dead. Did you know he's dead? He's very dead.
Do you have a guest by the name of Khan?
No, monsieur. Perhaps you would care to check the register.
Yeah, can we? I didn't think you'd let me.
The man who calls himself Khan has a scar on his right cheek.
Vraiment? I tell you, I do not know a man named Khan.
Maybe not, but I noticed a change in his expression when I mentioned the scar.
Also, just letting you know, still not his cheek. It's from forehead to, you know, it's like right on the side of his head. Cheek would be a little... Cheek... Never mind.
I'd like to retrieve something from your safe.
Ah, oui, monsieur. May I see some form of identification?
Like what?
A driving license, perhaps?
I don't drive.
Your passport?
I don't have it with me. I could show you my operation scar.
I'm sorry, monsieur. I must have some form of unique ID.
You won't find a more unique ID than my scar.
I'm sorry. I must insist on a more traditional identification.
Rats.
George is funny.
What do you make of this tissue?
Do you wish me to dispose of it for you, monsieur?
Hey, no! It could be useful. I'm holding on to this.
As you wish, monsieur. Perhaps you would like a little plastic baggie to keep it in?
Nah, it's fine the way it is.
No, the baggie would be good.
Do you recognize this red nose?
No, monsieur.
He probably won't buzz.
Hey, shake my hand.
I'd rather not, monsieur. I'm still sore from the shock administered by one of the guests. He was secretly concealing an electrical device in the palm of his hand.
Who would do that?
Practical jokes are so puerile, don't you think?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Yep.
Do you recognize the man in this photograph? Yes, monsieur. That man is one of our guests.
What name?
I cannot tell you that.
It's Merlin, isn't it? Alias Khan, the clown.
I told you, I cannot tell you that.
Well, we need what's in that thing, and Miss Piermont said that she would, help us any way we can. Hey, lady!
Hi, ma'am.
Hello, George. What can I do for you now?
Well, I need you to go... Oh. Well, I guess we can't do anything. We take the key? Do we have to, like, trigger something?
Excusez-moi, monsieur.
What?
You are trying to steal that key, no?
No!
No way.
No way.
There was no one registered under the name of Khan, but the name in the book for room 22 was Merlin.
So, 22, can I now get her to go and talk to the guy?
Hi, ma'am.
Hello, George. What can I do for you now?
Nope, still okay. So I'm assuming we have to go up to the room 22.
If the tailor's description was correct, this was the killer's room. The sign on the door read 22.
22!
The sign on the door read 22.
22!
The door was locked.
Balls!
The sign on the door read 21. The door was locked.
I'm assuming this is 23, which we can't mess with. So, we can't get anywhere. I wonder if...
What now,
If
monsieur?
we triggered something... Ah,
About the key hanging on the hook over there.
Oui, monsieur.
Which room is it for?
Number 21.
Is that room taken?
No. The guests checked out this morning.
Well then, can we go ahead and take the room?
I'd like to check into room 21.
That is not possible.
How come? You said it was vacant.
It is reserved for another guest.
Rats.
No, monsieur. Dutch.
I believe Khan, the man with the scar, is also known as Merlin. The man
Merlin.
who has taken room 22.
What of it? What do you want?
Access to his room.
Do you have a
Jeez.
license, monsieur?
Huh?
A private investigator's
Oh,
license?
George.
Well, not exactly, but I can explain everything.
I am sorry, but without credentials, I cannot help.
George is a very funny man.
I insist you give me the key to Merlin's room.
I cannot do that, monsieur.
This guy Merlin is a menace.
So you say, monsieur.
He's not only a danger to society, but to your guests as well. He has toyed with the affections of Lady Piermont.
Ciel! Are there no depths to which he will not sink?
Precisely.
Well, we can still keep going? You can still keep making an ass of yourself, George?
He's already killed once, twice, maybe as many as 3 times. With
Three
your help,
times a killer?
I just might be able to stop him.
But what if he finds out I have helped you? No, I cannot do it.
Alright, now maybe Miss Piermont can help us. Piedmont,
Hi,
Piermont,
ma'am.
whatever.
Hello, George. What can I do for you now?
What can I do for you? Yeah, we need the key.
Would you distract the clerk while I borrow a key?
Are you asking me to aid you in a criminal act, darling?
Oh no, it's the key to an empty room.
And why, may I ask, do you wish to gain access to an empty room? Do you plan to squat?
No, ma'am.
Scouts honor?
I was never in the Boy Scouts, ma'am.
Oh, you should have been. What were your parents thinking of?
That's creepy.
It's a fine way for a boy to get licked into shape.
Just no.
Now tell
No.
me, why do you want to get into that room?
It's next to the room the killer is using.
Ah, so you plan to eavesdrop on Merlin?
I was hoping there might be a connecting door.
Well, how can I refuse? I shouldn't think my feminine charms would be much use in this case. But a good dose of English arrogance might do the trick.
Yes, your feminine charms. Oof.
I say! You there! Flunky!
Oui, madame.
Listen carefully. You do understand English, don't you?
But of course, madame.
Good. I wish to deposit some jewellery for safekeeping.
I understand.
Are you quite certain?
Oh, bien sûr, madame.
Dad, you...
Over
Walk
to
away.
you, my dear.
Yeah, I'm just gonna nick that real quick. And now we're gonna head upstairs and just run away. Run away from him as fast as possible. Well, it's the key for door 21, so let's go ahead and go into 21.
Maybe it wasn't the right room, but this was the right key.
And inside room 21, we
It was a
have
massive mahogany wardrobe.
nothing.
There was nothing in the wardrobe apart from a vague, lingering smell of camphor.
Neat. There's a little desk drawer, desk thing.
A cabinet stood beside the bed.
Liquor.
The cabinet was empty,
Oh.
but it smelt of onions. No kidding, it really did.
Well, that's weird. And we have a window. Well, let's take a look-see outside, shall we? Take a. No, you're climbing out there. That's definitely different from a look. Way to go, George! You did it. You have won at clipping into the door, and now we are in Khan's or Muelen's room. So, let's take a quick look-see around.
The cabinet had no drawers, just a single door.
Well, let's open up the... Open it
The
up!
assassin had been too smart to leave incriminating evidence beside his bed.
How dare he? The butthole.
The bed was several times larger than the narrow cot I'd been given at the place I was staying.
Well, check his bed for blacklight stuff.
The bed was freshly made, and the crisp white sheets told me nothing about the killer's habits.
What?
Hmm. It was the battered leather briefcase I'd seen Plantar carrying just before he died. I searched the interior of the briefcase, but, as I'd half expected, it was empty.
Well, we don't like an empty briefcase.
The closet was a solid, impressive piece of antique furniture.
Let's check and see what we got. Hey.
The closet was a...
Well, nope, that's... Nope. What is that? Okay, now, wait.
The closet was a solid
Well, no, there was two things.
The closet was a solid
There's something in there! George, quit being an ass. We really need to get in here. Now, can you...
The closet
Nope.
was a...
Can I...
The closet was a solid... The closet...
I'm trying to get to where I can see inside here. Because look, there's two blips. I'm guessing one of them's
The closet.
George.
The closet...
Oh, boy. Okay, can I go through the bed again and find something?
The bed was fresh.
Alright, don't close it. Don't. Now, fine. Let's get out of here.
It was Khan. I had the kind of feeling in my stomach that would usually send me running to the bathroom.
Also, still, scar's not on his cheek.
As Khan opened the wardrobe, I was sure I was dead. But he grabbed his pants quickly and didn't even see me.
Oh no.
I didn't usually spy on men getting changed.
But he was huge.
But this guy was a killer, and I didn't want any surprises. He left his checkered pants on the bed.
Well, let's look at the checkered pants. They are gross.
There was no bulge in the pocket.
Nah.
I had that kind of feeling you only get from searching still warm pants. The pocket was empty. I flipped the pants over. I tried not to think that the assassin's butt had just been in here. It looked like there could be something in this pocket. I found an ordinary matchbook. No matches, no clues. But as I pulled it from the pocket, a strong thread came with it. A thread with a metal tag on the end. I pulled on the metal tag and the thread came out of the pants. It was like pulling out a ripcord.
Then, the butt was huge.
I turned the pants over again. I searched the pocket gingerly and found a pass card. It read, Thomas Merlin, Gruber Electronics Corporation.
Gruber
I
Electronics
wondered if the guy was
Corporation.
colorblind. There was nothing in the pocket.
Is there anything
There was
else?
nothing else in the secret pocket.
And that is it.
I
There's
turned the
no,
pants over again.
there's nothing else in the
I
butts.
found nothing in the pocket.
All right. Well, that looks like that's everything. Let's take a look at the spoils that we have obtained.
The matchbook bore a pattern of swirling color and the words, Club Alamut. It was the card I'd found in the hotel bedroom. It read, Thomas Merlin, Gruber Electronics Corporation.
Well, what are we gonna do from here? We still have to get into the safe that the guy has. We just touched his butt, basically. So what else are we gonna do? I don't know, but we'll find out next time on some more Broken Sword. Till then, y'all take care. And of course, have a good one.